Hey guys, I'm Coach Jason Kelski and welcome to my home gym. Before starting this program, let's talk about your training equipment or lack thereof. First off, you can do this entire program with just body weight or things around the house, so you don't need any additional training equipment. Trust me, we'll get super creative here. That said, if you want some options or variety for your program, let's talk through some things you might want to have handy or equipment you might want to purchase for your home gym.
Let's talk through some of your more standard home training equipment, things like dumbbells, kettlebells, bands. So I'm a big fan of adjustable dumbbells if you can get your hands on those, but you can also do one or two like single dumbbells. Men, I'd recommend anywhere from 35 to 60, and women somewhere between 15 to 44. If you got one to two of those things, you'd be set. You know, here I am showing off, getting my band of white on. Having 1 to 3 bands isn't a bad idea either. Quick and easy to set up. You can go to Home Depot and get some long bungee cords. They act great. You can layer them on top of each other. A broomstick, also phenomenal for mobility work, really cheap. You can get this from Home Depot as well. And if you don't have dumbbells, you can use things around the house like laundry detergent or gallon water jugs. Canned goods work well. Here I've got some boxes of sparkling water. I've used this for curls or presses, lateral raises, all sorts of things. So other things I've experimented with around the house are things like duffel bags, backpacks, or suitcases. Duffel bags are one of my favorites. You can do a lot with that. I've used them for just about every movement pattern. Here's some curls and presses, and they have an offset handle similar to a kettlebell, so where the weight is on the outside of the hand. Backpacks are also pretty handy to have around. Just a little added load. You can adjust the load pretty quickly, put it in the front or the back. Also heavy bags like rice, sand, mulch. Even in this case, we've got some dog food bags. Now you can get bags anywhere from like 25 upwards to 60 to 80 pounds. If you're worried about them opening up, you could throw a trash bag around it and put some tape to seal it. But you can do just about everything. Presses, poles, front-loaded good mornings. A cooler isn't a bad option either. I like it because you can quickly adjust the load, make it heavier or lighter based on the exercise. Easy to do things like rows or reverse lunges. And the size and shape of it makes it a nice little grip challenge for you. If you don't have anything else to use as a bench, this is not a bad replacement. The only thing you might want to consider is if it has wheels to just kind of lock it in place, but you can do things like presses or pullovers with it. And if you want to go full Rocky, you can go with some Cinder Blocks. These are super cheap to get from Home Depot, around like 30 pounds, 25 to 35 pounds depending. You can do a lot with these things. Bricks even, so if you don't want to use canned goods or water around the house, bricks are a nice option for things like lateral raises, front raises, that kind of thing. And if I didn't have dumbbells, this would probably be my favorite thing. I actually use this a lot now, but getting large water jugs, anywhere from like 2 to 5 or 6 gallon water jugs, one, because you can adjust it pretty easily. It's got an offset handle, so you can do, again, kind of press like kettlebells. Here I'm pressing in like almost a bottoms up position. Creates a new stability and grip challenge for you. You can do just about everything with these things. Curls, presses, rows. You can put it in a front loaded position, get your good mornings, squat patterns, all that kind of stuff. Here's a much larger water jug. I've used this for all sorts of things like squats, good mornings, what we call a front-loaded position or a Zercher position. So it's really taxing on the thoracic spine and the erectors. So let's talk through some other accessories you might want. These all-purpose gloves, you can get these really cheap from Home Depot. Great for things like odd objects, if you're using like water bottles, or water jugs rather, cinder blocks, or even holding things. Just helps you keep a little bit better grip on things, especially as it's rubbing through the outside of your hand, so it makes it a little bit easier to hold on to everything. Another handy object is just a belt. You can use it for odd objects like, heavy bags of some sort. You can just wrap it around there, use it as a handle for things like rows or shrugs or any type of like pulling movement. Big fan of pull-ups, obviously. This is one of those door frame pull-up things. So you can do pull-ups, jumping pull-ups. You can even attach bands to do things like lat pull-downs and stuff in rows. So if you don't have a bench, no problem. We can use things like a small Ottoman, a chair, like a stool, even a cooler. I think we were talking about that earlier. You just have your hips in an elevated position, works on some core stability while you're doing the new movements. So optional thing for band attachments is an 8-foot ratchet strap. You can get this from Home Depot pretty cheap. Just wrap it around a door frame or some object in the house. Another one of my favorites is just using 2 chairs. So 1 to 2 chairs are fine, but like I really like 2 because you can do things like dips, presses, open up the range of motion a little bit more. And I've gotten a little creative and figured out a way to do some end range lat pull-ups or lat pull-downs almost, where you're just kind of working on that top range of motion, activating the lats. Chairs are also a great box substitute to do things like step-ups or split squats. And just a reminder, you can get kind of creative here and combine pieces of equipment together. So here I've got a back-loaded step-up and also loading it from the side with using dumbbells as well. If you want to make lunging patterns or calf raise patterns a little bit more challenging, we can have like a small 5 to 6 inch box or block of some sort. Just helps us create a little bit more of a deficit for the movement. For anything you're doing on the ground or using your knees for, having some type of knee pad or towel is a great option too to kind of prevent the rubbing against the floor. Another creative option here is an ab wheel substitute using a roller chair or some type of computer chair or skateboard. Ab wheel is one of our favorite movements and obviously it requires a little equipment, so this is a nice substitute for now to help get you that full extension and just kind of make things nice and smooth.
Like I said, none of the training equipment here is mandatory for this program. We'll give you tons of variations and creative ideas on how to load and perform all the movements in this program. Really looking forward to getting you started. Shoot us a message if you have any questions.